Hello everyone, hope you are doing well. It's Ben here, and wow, we are already wrapping up January. Summer is coming fast, and before this decade gets too far ahead of us, I want to take one more video talking about the last decade in whiffs. In particular, what I personally consider to be the 5 greatest occurrences in wiffle ball in the past decade. The 2010s were a crazy ride for the sport. I wasn't even around in the community when the decade started, but I'm happy to be here now. And there are definitely way too many great accomplishments to put all into one video. So that being said, if there's something that you think should be on this list and is not, please remember that these are just my thoughts and things that stood out to me personally, so please be sure to tell me what you think down below in the comments. The criteria for this list was pretty loose, pretty much adhering to just occurring between 2010 and 2019, and having a noticeable impact on the wiffle community, and or being something that stood out to all those involved. With all that out of the way, here we go boys. It's been a long minute since I've done one of these top 5 videos, so I hope you enjoy, and here are my picks on the top 5 wiffle ball moments of the 2010s. As one of the original leagues and content forms that got me into wiffle ball, FT Wiffle stands, to me, as a pinnacle to the greatest backyard game there is. Sure, FT Wiffle didn't have the best talent or competition, but it had what made all of us love wiffle ball to begin with. Fun, summer afternoons with friends in a backyard, hitting bombs. On top of this, Stephen Gethard really helped set the stage for younger kids to start their own league and promote it online. Case of point, MLW.
And nothing means more coming from you guys than when I hear messages like, you guys inspired me and my friends to go to the league, you inspired me to start a league. Because that shows that we did our job, and that shows that we really changed so many people outside of just us. And I'm going to put up a couple of user accounts on the screen here of other leagues that are starting up. Some of them show a lot of promise, some of them could end up being better than us and bigger. And so if you liked watching our videos, go watch their videos. And, I hope you enjoy them. And just thank you guys.
FT Wiffle's final game was a pinnacle for what backyard wiffle ball is and can be. That game and the legacy that league left behind inspired a whole new generation of young wifflers like myself to try and play the game in their own town, because if a bunch of ridiculous teenagers can set up a wiffle ball league and play in their parents' backyard, why can't I? For those reasons, I put FT Wiffle's final game at my number 5 spot. There are certain moments in anything, particularly a sport, where looking back you just have to say, wow, that was awesome. In 2011, we got one of those moments. If there's one thing I've always loved Golden Stick for, is that they kill it when it comes to marketing and presentation. I think that is definitely one of Lou's strong points as Golden Stick's president, and in 2011 he outdid himself with the Golden Stick Nationals, and in particular the Ultimate Wiffler. As for finals, I think the idea of traveling for a national championship is actually a key for hyping it up. It's just a part of human nature that we want something that is more difficult to have, and that feeling of everyone traveling from their respective hometown and converging on the same place is an exciting feeling. And I don't think you could have picked a cooler place to go to than fricking Las Vegas. That is where GSWL decided to take the 2011 Nationals. And you can hear the excitement from the players in some of those old highlight clips. They're just astounded saying, hey, I'm in Vegas playing for a national championship. And honestly, I would feel the same way. That's an awesome thing to be able to say and an awesome event to be able to participate in. But the location aside, the 2011 Ultimate Wiffler was a Pro Bowl type event that pitted the best players in the country from medium and fast pitch against each other to crown the best wiffle ball player in the country. It's truly an awesome idea, and I won't really go into the tournament's results here because I actually made a video a while back talking about it, so I'll link that video down below for you to check out after this. But that being said, events like this are the type that will be talked about for years to come, and also set the standard for how awesome a national wiffle ball event can be. They are events that show some of the best action the game has to offer, and I personally cannot wait to attend more national events in my wiffle career. Coming down to number 3, it had to be somewhere on this list, and I'm going to go into that statement in a second, But here we are, at number 3, I have the return of the Fast Plastic National Championship Tournament. After a long hiatus, Fast Plastic made its organizational return to the Wiffle Ball tournament circuit in 2017. When Fast Plastic left the scene at the start of the 2010s, it was kind of a passing of the torch moment, as Golden Stick then took on the professional fast pitch scene and became the face of the format to come. However, in the past few years, Golden Stick has veered away from the scene and chose instead to cater to the medium pitch community, which I am by no means trying to bash, as I have a lot of respect for medium pitch players and definitely want to play in a Golden Stick tournament one of these days. However, all that being said, fast pitch wiffle ball is a sport with such diverse leagues, tournaments, and players crisscrossing organizations that it's honestly even difficult for me to try to keep everything straight. And therein lies the beauty of Texas Nationals. Fast Plastic Texas NCT always stood as an undeniable championship. No matter where you play, where you're from, if you come to Fast Plastic, you will be guaranteed to be playing the absolute best players in the country and playing in the event whose main goal is to crown an undeniable best team in the country. This championship is an essential part of keeping the competitive nature of fast pitch relevant to competitive players from around the country. That was always the beauty of Nationals. Fast Plastic returning gave back the national championship to the fast pitch scene, which had started to wane in GSWL as they suspended the expansion of fast pitch and focused their end of the year tournaments mostly in the Northeast scene. So, in that void, Fast Plastic really fit well back into the fast pitch realm and gave back that highly coveted crown of the best of the best. And I think that's why it's so puzzling for many to see these recent announcements from the Fast Plastic organization regarding the 2020 roster formats. But I'm going to keep that topic for another video. I am a strong believer in the need for and the importance of media, not just in whiffs, but in life in general, and in Wiffle Ball, I see strong media content as an essential to promoting the sport and even on a local setting, growing your own league. So in the 2010s, as the presence of social media, podcasting, and video content exploded across the world, Wiffle Ball also slowly did its job of jumping on the train of using the different mediums as a tool to promote the game. So for my number 2 spot, I had the league which has topped the charts in the media sense. My number 2 spot goes to MLW Wiffle Ball for hitting 100,000 subscribers in July of 2019. This is a monumental accomplishment that is the fruits of years and years of hard work from Kyle Schultz. MLW's presence has helped hundreds of kids from around the country find and get attached to the sport in a way that I would say some didn't think possible. They are by far the most popular Wiffle Ball league online and are continuing to push the envelope of how many people Wiffle Ball can reach and grow with. However, while I could sit here and talk and gush about MLW's media presence, I figured it would be better to have the man himself to give his thoughts and explain how it felt for him to see the league grow. So, without any further ado, take it away, Kyle.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable year for MLW. By far, it was the hardest that I've ever worked in a year and the hardest that all of my guys in MLW have worked. So it was really cool to see all the numbers back that up, and for us to hit 100,000 subscribers was really amazing. Just to think that we came from a 5-person league back in 2010, consisting of just me and my brothers and my neighborhood friends. So it's really cool to see how far we've come, and I'm very happy with the direction that MLW is heading. We've set some very high goals for ourselves moving forward in terms of growing the MLW brand and growing the sport of Wiffle Ball on more of a national scale. So we have some things planned, but you'll see some rollout here in 2020. But again, I can't thank everybody enough for subscribing and supporting us, and I'm just super excited for what the future holds for MLW Wiffle Ball and the sport of Wiffle Ball in general on more of a national scale.
So my number 1 pick is definitely a bit of a curveball, but at the same time it makes sense from someone coming from my own perspective. My number 1 spot is going to be the making/release of Vice's documentary on the Golden Stick Yard Open entitled, quote, "The World's Greatest Wiffle Ball Tournament." Filmed in 2016 and released the following year, this near 13-minute documentary is one of the best video works ever made in whiffs. At 4.5 million views, it is also the most viewed wiffle ball video on YouTube, plus just the fact that Vice got on board to make this also adds a backing level of legitimacy to the content, regardless of how many views it got. Besides being a great piece of film work and promotion for Wiffs, to me the documentary stands as a little piece of wiffle ball history. It captures a moment in time in New York wiffle ball, a golden age of yard league if you will. I think it's something that looking back 20 years from now, I can say, wow, what a time. Going off what I said earlier about capturing a moment in time, I think that some old heads or wiffle ball veterans might raise their noses at the work and see it as out of touch with the wiffle ball world. But you have to remember that it wasn't made to appeal to wiffle ball players. It was made for people who maybe have never played wiffle ball, people who have definitely never heard of Golden Stick, and don't know that most of these guys can actually top out in the 90s if they really want to. And to that end of reaching that audience, it does a great job of establishing the game, the competition, and also meeting some friendly faces.
Go out to, play wiffle ball. That's the one place I truly forget about muffins.
What's up, Screwball?
Now, to be fair, as with any content or work, there might be some minor things that I disagree with in the presentation of the video, but that does not take away from all the strengths of the documentary. I think getting production companies like Vice on board and making content like this that really get wiffle ball out there to an audience unfamiliar with the sport is an absolutely crucial factor in promoting the game of wiffle ball. Because most people aren't like you and I. They're not willing like we are to dig for hours online educating ourselves on wiffle ball and tournaments and leagues and where we can play next. However, most people will take 15 minutes out of their day to watch a video. And if that's what it takes for them to get hooked on the sport, or at the very least just go outside and give it a try, then I am all for it. So for those reasons, I'm placing this documentary as my personal #1 occurrence in Wiffs in the past decade. For someone like myself who is media focused and loves the video work aspect of sport promotion, this documentary is pure ecstasy. If you have not seen it yet and everything I've been saying has got your interest a little aroused, I've linked it down below in the description, so after we finish up this video, go give it a watch. I promise you will not regret it. As for me guys, I'm going to wrap up here. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. It's definitely a little different than my usual top 5s in terms of just the conversation and what I chose to be on the list, although I have not done one in a hot minute, so felt good to be doing a top 5 again at any rate. But anyways, glad to finally get this video out there. Thanks again to Kyle for taking the time to come onto the channel, and thank you to all of you guys for watching. Please be sure to comment some of your favorite wiffle ball moments of the 2010s down below. I would love to know. And as always, if you guys would like to see more from me, please drop a like and subscribe. And you can also follow me on Twitter because I am also on Twitter now. Don't forget that. And other than all that, I hope you guys have an awesome day. Go get out there and play some Wiff, and I will be talking to you guys soon. Goodbye.